so confident that they inspired you? Have you ever met someone so arrogant and cocky that they annoyed and irked you? Have you ever been unsure whether somebody was a competent leader or if they were just a bit narcissistic? Well, I, Samara James, am here to explain to you the differences between the two. Therefore, my topic is knowing and understanding the differences between confidence and cockiness. The first point I want to make is how confidence can be misinterpreted. Confidence is misinterpreted as being arrogant or being boastful a lot. When people think of confidence,
I sent out a survey to my fellow
classmates,
asking them, what does having confidence mean to you?
Having confidence
And
is
here are my
actually
responses were: not being afraid to stand out and try new things, being proud of your hard work and loving yourself, and feeling good in your own skin, being a good person, and not being afraid to show who you truly are. The actual definition of confidence is the feeling of trust in oneself, and it involves a positive belief that one can accomplish what one wishes to do.
I also asked my fellow classmates, what does having cockiness and being cocky mean to them? And three of my favorite responses were, thinking that you have many strengths and no weaknesses, believing that you are better than others and not accepting your flaws, and having so much belief that you are better to the point where you think it's knowledge and when you're unreceptive to others. And the actual definition of confidence is an overly self-assured and often arrogant attitude characterized by conceited self-assurance that can annoy and really bother others. This small chart here shows two of the biggest differences between confidence and cockiness. For cockiness, the feeling that you need to compare yourself to others and projecting your confidence onto others. And for confidence, an internal and respectful way of expressing love for yourself. However, the biggest similarity between the two is that both are rooted in strong belief in oneself. Now, as confidence and cockiness share this big similarity, it's always going to be important to acknowledge the differences between the two. A confident person has the ability to internalize their achievements, whereas a cocky person feels the need to project their achievements, and also putting others down in the process. The next point I want to make is how it is possible to overcome any insecurities you may have. Back when I was in 8th grade, I was in a whirlwind of chaos, and what came with that chaos was a horrible effect on my self-confidence and my self-worth. I always used to get comments because of my acne, and anyone who's ever had to deal with acne before knows the feeling of seeing people with such clear and beautiful skin. I wanted that. In fact, I felt like I needed that. And I also used to have moments where I would find myself comparing myself to everybody else, questioning myself, why can't I be like them? Or what's wrong with me? Until one day, I had to realize something. Those pimples on my face make me who I am. Tomorrow wouldn't be tomorrow without her acne. And I'll forever love myself for having this imperfection and for being able to overcome it. The final point I want to make is how it is possible to go about practicing self-confidence while also avoiding being cocky. For one, focusing more on your self-acceptance. If you find yourself comparing yourself to everybody else, you're never going to be happy and love yourself for who you are. Secondly, having the ability to acknowledge both your strengths and weaknesses. Instead of hiding away from your weaknesses, embrace them. And finally, learning how to embrace your insecurities is personally my biggest thing about practicing self-confidence. You should be able to take any insecurities you have and love yourself for them because they make you who you are. I inspire all of you to leave here today with this in mind. Practicing self-confidence and acceptance isn't just about being who you are. It's about having the ability to look into the mirror and tell the person looking back at you that you love them so, so much. Thank you, everyone.